Today we're going to go ahead and create a net in GeoGebra. A net is basically a flattened 3D figure which can then be turned into a solid by simply folding up all of its sides. For this tutorial, we're going to take a look at creating our basic base or a square polygon using our 2D coordinates of 0, 0, 2, 0, 2, 2, and 0, 2. Once we created our base, we're then going to go ahead over to our 3D graphics window and we're going to go ahead and give that a height or an altitude of 3. That will create your rectangular prism, where then we will explore on how to change that rectangular prism into a net. So the first thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and take a look at our GeoGebra software. From here, we're going to be basically starting off with just our graphics window. We can go ahead and get rid of our algebra window. We don't need to see that. So we're simply going to go up to our 3 horizontal lines. We'll go down to View, and we're going to go ahead and uncheck the algebra window. From there, we can go ahead and close up our toolbar. Now, based on our coordinates, we're basically going to be creating a 2 by 2 square. So in order to do that, we're going to go up to our polygon tool. We'll select polygon. And from here, we're going to go ahead and select 0, 0, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, and then back down to 0, 0. From there, we can go ahead and select our move tool and select our square. Here we can go ahead and give our square some color. So I'm going to go ahead and select green, and I'm going to give this an opacity of 50%. Once you select your opacity, go ahead and click off of that square, and we are now done with the graphics window for now. We don't want to get rid of this window because we are going to use it at a later time. Go back up to those 3 horizontal lines and go ahead and select your 3D graphics. From here, we can go ahead and slide our screen over and get a better look at what our 3D graphics looks like. Now again, make sure you click in that 3D graphics window to get the correct toolbar up at the top. Once you have your toolbar, go ahead and select your polygon tool, and we're going to go ahead and select this to a prism. Once we select extrude to a prism, we're going to go ahead and select that square and give that an altitude of 3. Go ahead and select OK, and from there, let's go ahead up and let's go and change our color to green. Go ahead back and let's make sure that that opacity matches the base of 50%. Once we're done, we're going to go ahead and select the move tool. From here, you've created your rectangular prism. Now, in order to make this into a net, we're going to go back up to that polygon tool again, and instead of selecting extrude to prism, we're going to go ahead and select net. Once we select our net, we're going to go ahead and change the color. Let's go ahead and make this one purple, and I'm going to make this a solid color. From here, we can go ahead and select our actual rectangular prism. If your color doesn't change, no worries, we can go back and change that now. What you can see is GeoGebra has basically taken your rectangular prism and has gone ahead and unfolded or unpacked that prism to give you a 2-dimensional shape. If you want to go ahead and change your color, you can go back and select that, and then we can go back and select each side. You may need to select the move tool in order for this to actually work. Go ahead and select on each side. You can hold down the control button to select multiple faces at one time. And once they're selected, go ahead and change your color. And this time I'm going to make sure that it is solid. Once we're done, we can go ahead and select that move tool again. From here, you've created your net. Now what you'll notice has happened here over in our graphics window, we now have a slider. We could use that slider to animate our folded section. And when we slide that back to the left, you're going to see that now we can take that unfolded section and turn it back into our prism. So this is a good example of how you can take a 3-dimensional shape and simply by unfolding it or unpacking the sides or faces, we can create a net.